Good morning, welcome to Morning Review. This is Kim Watson speaking on Monday the 5th of October. Okay, looking at the markets and through the Asian session we've seen the World Bank cutting China's GDP targets, and of course on Friday we saw the weaker than expected non-farm payrolls reports, which all adds to the potential of a weakening, slightly weakening dollar at the moment. So we could see a bit of a continuation to the upside of these markets against the dollar effectively. Okay, that said, starting with the euro, and the euro's in this sort of a choppy sort of area. It did break out on Friday on the news, however gave most of the gains back again and sort of continued in sort of its sort of slightly rising trend here of rising lows and higher highs, but not really holding on to too much of the gains. Although through the last 4 hours or so, we've seen a sort of a bit of a rally back up there, and it'll push back, creating making sure we've hit the weekly pivot, the daily pivot, and it sort of leaves us in this sort of more limbo-y sort of pattern at the moment, where we're to see where we're going to be breaking today. It's a very 50-50 shot from here. There's no real trend from where we are. I would probably urge towards the upside because of, as I said, the higher lows here and a higher high previously. It's really whether it can make, as they hold on to this and push up in that direction. No significant news coming out today or this morning which should affect the euro, although this afternoon we've got the US ISM non-manufacturing PMI, which is a services figure effectively, which could create quite a bit of volatility, or some volatility in the afternoon, which may affect the euro. But for now, as I say, it's a bit of a more of a urge towards the upside there, but indecision in the sense of the current move. Looking then at the pound dollar, and the pound recovered quite some way, ran into its daily upper band on Friday, and again it pulled back, gave back quite a bit of its gains, although held on to some. Didn't quite put us in a pivot swing at the end of the day, which I was hoping for, which is a more bullish sign. But we still have the monthly pivot above us, which may remain as a bit of a draw. Now last week we had the weekly pivot as well, which was missed. Now the weekly pivot's below us this week, but well, it was pretty close to the price action through the Asian session. I'll show you what's happened. But for now, it's pushed up and it is looking marginally bullish at the moment. It's really whether it can break from a Saudi perspective, where we can carry on pushing up. We may just run into Friday's highs again and find some resistance at that point. Our prior highs at that level from way back on the 28th of September. So that's the sort of point that I'm looking for if it does start pushing to the upside. Now we have got the untouched weekly pivot below us. The daily pivot's just been edged. Untouched weekly pivot. Well, the Asian session, through the Asian session now, we've had the Sunday data come in, and that's basically gone through the weekly pivot sort of area. Now, of course, that's Sunday, so that's another day. It's not the beginning of the week as such, but it just makes me wonder whether that that weekly pivot will be hit again. So, for now, I'm erring towards the upper side on the pound dollar. Dollar yen. Well, it's back into the chop zone. It managed to break the lows there on Friday, but never all managed to get through all of the lows, so it still remains in that sideward rectangle as it is at the moment. I'm just looking for my little tool as I'm talking. Sorry, it's, so it sits in this area here. Okay, which hasn't managed to get out of yet. Now, I was asked the other day which way I thought it might go. Well, technically it should move to the downside from a position like this, but it's been like this now well over a month, and well, I think it kills the technicals, and it's really which way it wants to go. We may see some key news which will be the deciding fact here, but for now it's very difficult in terms of trend. Some intraday moves that may give some reasonable points, but it's for me quite difficult at the moment to look at this. Today though, we do have below us, we've got both the daily and the weekly pivots untouched. Pretty clear move, and a break of these this 50 moving averages lows here may see us moving down towards that sort of area, so some sort of strengthening in the yen would as I say, see us hit those levels and maybe some more. Okay, looking at the Aussie dollar. I should have mentioned, sorry, when we was looking at the pound, this morning we got the services PMI out at 930 just on the pound there, which again is a significant number for the UK, so we'll see if that creates a bit of volatility at 930. Right, Aussie dollar, let's look at the big picture here. Has started pushing up, it's broken through that monthly pivot now. It's starting moving in the right sort of direction for the longs. In there, we've got the 34, 50 MAs above us, so if it does start moving, well, they're the sort of targets. They've both been hit before, so shouldn't create massive resistance, although make a bit of intraday resistance around those levels. But it's just a case of trying to, I mean, it's actually closed up above the close as we saw late last week there, and it just needs to get above this 50 MA to give us some a signal that it's going to continue in this route. But at the moment, and that will confirm a higher low in that point. So that's what we really want to see. May occur today, but at the moment we do have a bit of potential for we've got the daily pivot below us, the weekly pivot below us. So if it does start breaking down, there is the potential for that to be hit. If we do see this, I mean, it may be that we see it in the pound, and my sort of bullish edge may change, but at the moment, well, even with the Aussie dollar here, if you look purely at technicals, forget the probabilities of the pivots being hit, it does look erring towards that more bullish side now. Okay, that's it for me. As I say, key news today then, just to confirm, is at 9:30 we've got the UK GBP, the services PMI, and then at 3 o'clock in the afternoon we've got the US dollar ISM non-manufacturing, which again is really services PMI. So both key figures, the figures to be watching out for today. Okay, have a great one. Bye for now.